Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to show you how to make this adorable, cute little sock bunny. And there's no sewing involved at all. If you don't know how to tie or wrap things, you can just ask someone in your household for some help. I'm sure someone in your household could help you. So some of the things that you're going to need for this activity will be a sock. That's the most important thing that you will need. So check your sock drawer. Make sure you ask first before you choose on a sock because you are going to have to tie it up and use it, and then eventually you will have to cut part of the sock, so it might become not available for you to use anymore after you make your little sock bunny. So I chose one of these fuzzy wuzzy socks. I had these that I could spare in my drawer. You can use any sock, maybe a big white sock, or if you have a green sock, or any kind of fun sock that you think might turn out to be a cute little bunny. You can use it. You're also going to need some ribbons, maybe, if you have some in your house. I did happen to find some old ribbon that I had in a drawer. I found some blue ribbon and maybe some yarn. If you don't have yarn, I was using this for tying. When we get to it, I will show you, because you are going to need two string lengths to tie up some of the bunny, to make the bunny. But you could also use dental floss, maybe an old shoelace, some yarn obviously, or maybe a rubber band if you have a rubber band, and you could always cut the rubber band and use it to tie. And for this activity also, it's optional, but I hot glued my buttons onto my bunny. I hot glued it. If you do have a hot glue gun and you are allowed to use it, or you can use one with the help of an adult, then that's an option. I also found for the whiskers, I made the little whiskers out of the twisty ties. When you get a box of garbage bags, sometimes it comes with the twisty ties. They're bendy and they have wire, and they're kind of easy to make some little whiskers with. But you could also make whiskers with yarn if you wanted to. You could cut it the size. And you don't have to use hot glue. You could use regular glue. Just remember that this takes a little bit longer for it to dry. So if you want to, kind of bump your bunny around or make your bunny hop before the glue is dry, you just want to make sure that your things that you glued on with this glue, they're solidly dry. All right, so I did have, from last activities that we've done recently, I did have my bag of buttons that my mom had sent me, and then I had my other bag of kind of just mishmash of some supplies with ribbons and strings and some beads and just odds and ends of things that you could use to adorn your bunny. If you want to make a crown for your bunny, you could make your bunny a royal bunny. You can jazz up your bunny any way you want. And then the beauty of, if you were to use a white sock and you didn't have lots of doodads to glue or stick onto your bunny, you can always use markers to draw your bunny's face and draw the whiskers on if you're using a white sock or a light colored sock or something like that. Okay, so let's get started. First, what you're going to do, it's really easy. It doesn't take long at all. Make sure that you have a small scoop for your rice, because if you have a big giant scoop, the rice can go all over. And if you can, maybe you can ask for help to open up your sock, and you're going to fill your bunny, or actually the best way would be to put your sock inside the rice bowl, so that if it does spill, that the rice goes in. Okay, so you're going to fill up your sock pretty high up with rice. We're going to do lots and lots of scoops. I'd stick the scoop inside the sock and then pour it out. That seemed to kind of work the best. That was sort of the best method. All right, so I'm keeping going here. If you want to make a tiny little sock bunny, say if you have like a baby brother or little brother or little sister that have little socks, that would be cute. You could make a whole bunny family. Use one of your parents' bigger socks and then make some smaller bunnies so you could have an assortment of bunnies. It'd be cute. It's kind of bunny season, isn't it? I've heard. So I've heard. All right, so then I do a test to see. This bunny I made pretty chubby. He's a pretty hardy, hefty, stuffy, fluffy bunny. Maybe this one I might do a little bit smaller. No, let's go for big. Go big or go home, right? All right, oops, I'm getting rice all over. That's okay. You can sweep it up or help vacuum. I know some people like to vacuum. I know I do. I don't mind vacuuming. All right, so we're almost to the end here of my rice. And if you don't have rice, or if you have maybe some dried beans on hand, like lentils or some dried red beans or black beans, you could use those too, because they do take up space and it will make this malleable. Malleable means movable, kind of like a beanbag effect. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to make the bottom part of your bunny a little bit bigger, because obviously your body, the body of your body is bigger than your head, and it's same goes for maybe most creatures. All right, so I'm going to cut some of my yarn. I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to tie carefully, holding up the head of the bunny. I'm going to tie it carefully here. Let me do it to the front of the screen so you can see. So you just do one regular little tie. You don't have to do it too tight, but tight enough so that it holds the body in place. And then just another tie. And then you can leave the little frizzle frazzles there for now. Then I'm going to take the other piece of string and tie the top part of the bunny to make the head. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to tie it, not too tight, but tight enough so that the rice cannot escape out of the sock. And I'm just going to leave the frizzle frazzles there for now, and then we'll do the trimming, the fun part after. All right, so then what you're going to do is you're going to be able to now turn your bunny down on its side. You can have a boy bunny, a girl bunny. And then what you're going to do is you're going to kind of press out the top part of your sock. So that's going to be the opening part. It's going to be the very top. And you're going to cut it right straight down the middle, both front and back sides of the sock. If you need help with this, you might need some sharp scissors. Remember, always ask for help. Watch your fingers while you're cutting. And go down pretty far, almost to the top of the bunny head. Okay, so I made a pretty good size split in the top part. So now these ears don't quite look like these ears yet. So then what you're going to do, put your bunny back on its side, and you're going to take from the corner of the bunny, and you're going to cut diagonal like a triangle on the top part back to the center. So you're going to kind of cut off more of the middle part of the bunny ear to make the ear. If you have to do more trimming, it's okay. It's not an exact science. So you're going to do the same thing with the other side. So you start at the very end corner here. And go in. Go in from the side. Okay, so then when you pick it up, you have more big, this guy's got some big ears. And if you want to trim down in the middle to make it look a little bit better, or you want the ears to be floppier, you can do that. I had to do that with this one. I shaped the ears a little bit more how I wanted to. But basically, you're just going to cut the middle part of where you already cut down the middle to make the ears. All right, so now we've got some big, long, floppy ears. All right, so now you're going to decide which side is going to be the front of your bunny, where the bunny's going to have a face and where the bunny is going to have the back. I didn't put a tail on this little guy. I didn't really have anything to make a tail. I'll have to look around to see, to make a little, maybe cotton balls. That would be good. You guys just made me think of it. Okay, so for this bunny, I picked the side that didn't have any dots on it, or polka dots, and I picked out just some white buttons, and I glued those on. So this side, maybe we'll have a little bit of fun with this bunny. I could make this the front of my bunny right here, and put the eyes maybe right here, and then he would have kind of a little white nose, or I could do it on this side. It was very patterny, and put the eyes over there. I did have a couple of buttons pulled out already to glue on, and I'm going to use my hot glue gun because I already have it on. And so let's see which side. Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. All right, I think I'm going to pick this side because it's cute. So I'm going to cut off the frizzles off the back of my strings, so I don't have my little frizzle frazzles. All right, so what I'm going to do is straighten out my bunny's face a little bit, and I think I'm going to go for the little white eyes again. I had a couple of good matching buttons. You could always use beads too, and if you don't have any buttons handy, maybe there's some clothes that you were going to give away, or you outgrew, or are stained. You could pick the buttons off of those clothes and use them for some arts and crafts. Because if I'm going to ever throw anything away, like clothes or anything, I always see if there's any good parts on any of the articles of clothing that you can use for crafts. Like if sometimes dresses have ribbons, and some men's dress shirts have buttons, and you can take the buttons off, and women's things too. All right, so I have my eyes on here, and then I have the twisty ties. I'm going to take 2 of the twisty ties, and I'm going to crisscross them. I'm going to make an X like this, and I'm going to kind of connect them, fold one side over, fold the other side over, so that I can make the little whiskers. And you could curl them up. That's the nice part too about these twisty ties, is they are bendy. All right, then I'm going to put glue in the middle. And I'm going to put his little whiskers, or her little whiskers, right here. All right, so this time what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do blue ribbon for this bunny. So I had a roll of nice blue ribbon. I'm going to cut some off so I can make a bow, just like I did pink on this one, on this bunny. Tie around here. And like I said before, you can make a hat or bows for your bunny for the top. Secure this on here. It's hard to make a bow that way. And let's see, voila. Tricky bow. Okay, so then I made the blue bow. And there we have it. I have 2 bunnies. I've got one that's pretty good size, pretty hefty, and then a smaller bunny. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you help clean up. Have fun with this. Take a picture of what you've made and send it to me, Doreen at nantucketboysandgirlsclub.org, or have your parents take a picture of it and post it on social media and @tag Nantucket BGC. Hope you come and join me again, and see you soon. Have fun making bunnies.